No woman who carries the seed of a king shall live to see her child, she declared. He must pay for the pain and sorrow I suffered. In the heart of Africa lived a mighty and just king named Obinna. King Obinna was a handsome young king with enormous wealth, power and riches. He ruled over an ancient African kingdom named Umuchukwu. King Obinna's wisdom and strength brought peace and prosperity to his people, and everyone flourished. But despite his wealth, power and handsome appearance, King Obinna was a lonely man, unable to have an heir to his throne. A dark shadow loomed over the kingdom. No woman could survive being pregnant for the king. The king's fifth wife, in 2 years, had just died during childbirth, leaving the king in deep sorrow. A mysterious curse had been cast upon the royal family, preventing any woman from surviving pregnancy for the king. Many had tried, but all had failed, leaving the king with a deep sense of hopelessness. The villagers whispered amongst themselves about the curse, some attributing it to the wrath of the gods, while others believed it was the work of a rival kingdom seeking to destroy Umuchukwu's royal lineage. The elders whispered about the origin of the curse. It was said that King Obinna's great-grandfather had wronged a powerful sorceress, and in her dying breath, she cursed the royal bloodline. No woman who carries the seed of a king shall live to see her child, she declared, her words echoing through the ages. The king's advisors, the wise men and women of the village, and even the spiritual leaders had all tried to find a solution, but to no avail. Desperate for an heir and the continuation of his lineage, King Obinna sent out a decree offering vast riches to any woman who could bear his child and survive. Many women were enticed by the promise of wealth and power, but none could escape the fate that awaited them. One by one, they all succumbed to the curse, leaving the kingdom in mourning. In a small humble village on the outskirts of Umuchukwu lived a beautiful and wise woman named Nneka. She was known for her kindness and deep knowledge of herbs and ancient rituals. When the king's decree reached her village, Nneka felt a stirring in her heart. Despite the danger, she believed she could break the curse. "Nneka, you cannot be serious," her mother, Ifeoma, pleaded. "The curse is real. No woman has survived." "I must try, mother," Nneka replied with determination. "If I can break the curse, I can save our people and bring peace to that kingdom." With her decision made, Nneka prepared to leave for the palace. She gathered her most potent herbs and charms, and with a heavy heart bid farewell to her family and friends. The journey to the palace was long and treacherous, but Nneka was resolute. As she approached the grand gates of the palace, she was struck by its opulence and grandeur. She was escorted inside by the royal guards and brought before the king. King Obinna, weary from years of grief and loss, looked at Nneka with a mixture of hope and fear. "What makes you think you can succeed when many others have failed?" he asked. Nneka smiled confidently. "I have something the others did not, an understanding of herbs, potion and charms. I believe I can be of help." "Are you aware of the risks you are taking?" the king asked, his voice heavy with sorrow. "I am, your majesty," Nneka replied. "I believe that I can break the curse and give you the heir you desire." Nneka spent her first days in the palace preparing for the ritual she hoped to protect her and her unborn child. She consulted ancient texts, spoke with the palace wise men, and performed cleansing ceremonies. Each night, she prayed to the gods and ancestors for guidance and protection. One night, while deep in meditation, Nneka had a vision. A woman cloaked in light appeared before her. "Nneka, you are the chosen one," the woman said. "To break the curse, you must confront the spirit of the sorceress who cast it. Only by understanding her pain and anger can you free yourself and your child." The following day, Nneka told the king and the council about the vision she had. Nneka outlined her plan. To break the curse, we must confront the spirit of Adora. We must show her that the king's line has changed, that there is now love and compassion where there was once betrayal and pain. Only by healing her wounded spirit can the curse be lifted. Nneka prepared to confront the spirit of the sorceress. She visited the tomb where sorceress Adora was buried. Nneka performed a powerful summoning ritual, invoking the spirit to appear. As she chanted the ancient words, a cold wind swept through the room, and the spirit of the sorceress materialized before her. Her form was both beautiful and terrifying. Her eyes glowed with an inner fire, and her presence filled the tomb with a sense of power. "Why have you summoned me?" the spirit hissed, her eyes blazing with anger. "I seek to understand your pain and break the curse you placed upon the royal bloodline," Nneka replied, her voice steady despite the fear in her heart. "My pain was born from betrayal and loss. My name is Adora. As a young sorceress, I fell deeply in love with the king's ancestor, but he betrayed my love and married another. My heart was broken. Your king's ancestor took everything from me, and in my rage, I cursed his bloodline. I cursed the royal family that no woman could bear a child for the king and survive. He must pay for the pain and sorrow I suffered," the sorceress said. Nneka listened intently to the sorceress' tale of sorrow and betrayal. "I understand your pain," Nneka said gently, "but the curse you have placed has caused untold suffering to many innocent women. Let us find a way to end this circle of pain." "If you can prove your heart is pure and your intentions true, I will lift the curse," Adora said, "but you must make a sacrifice to show your sincerity." "I am willing to make any sacrifice," Nneka said. "All right. First, you must sacrifice part of your life force. Secondly, once the child is born, he or she must be brought before me. And finally, the king must pay homage to me once every year for the next 10 years. Are you willing to agree to these terms?" Adora asked. "Yes, I am," Nneka agreed. And with the spirit's guidance, she performed the ritual of atonement. She offered a part of her life force, demonstrating her willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. With the curse lifted, Nneka and King Obinna were finally able to conceive a child. The news spread throughout the kingdom, bringing hope and joy to the people of Umuchukwu. As Nneka's pregnancy progressed, she was closely watched and cared for by the best healers and midwives in the land. When the time came for Nneka to give birth, the entire kingdom held its breath. The labor was long and difficult, but with the support of the healers and the strength of her own spirit, Nneka safely delivered a healthy baby boy. The kingdom erupted in celebration, rejoicing in the birth of the heir and the end of the curse. King Obinna and Nneka named their son Chudubem, meaning "God is my guide." Nneka fulfilled her promise. She presented her son to sorceress Adora, and the king paid homage to the sorceress every year as agreed. As the years passed, Chidubem grew into a wise and compassionate young man, embodying the best qualities of both of his parents. With the curse broken and an heir to the throne, the kingdom of Umuchukwu entered a new era of peace and prosperity. King Obinna and Nneka ruled with wisdom and compassion, guided by the lessons they had learned and the sacrifice they had made. Nneka's story became a legend passed down through generations as a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and sacrifice. Her legacy lived on in the hearts of the people of Umuchukwu, inspiring them to face their own challenges with strength and grace. Nneka, now the queen, continued to use her knowledge of herbs and ancient rituals to help the people of Umuchukwu. She established a school to teach young women the art of healing and the importance of compassion. She and King Obinna also had 3 other beautiful children. To celebrate Prince Chidubem's 10th birthday and the continued peace and prosperity in the land, Queen Nneka and King Obinna organized a grand festival. People from all the allied kingdoms and neighboring villages gathered to celebrate their unity, shared prosperity, and the life of Chidubem, the long-awaited heir to the throne. Queen Nneka dies at the age of 60, fulfilling the final part of the sacrifice she agreed to with the spirit of Adora. The king and the people of Umuchukwu mourned the death of their beloved queen for many weeks, and Queen Nneka was given a grand, befitting burial.